The denominator is 4 over 5. I have to flip and write 2 times 5 over 4. And then in brackets, I have to have this, and I cannot touch this. This has to stay as is. So 10 divided by 4 is 5/2.
I see.
Better?
Yeah, thank you.
Perfect. Other questions, anyone? Stop me anytime, please. Okay, so where are you guys? You're here. Okay. So in the handouts, I think that that's where I will find them. Right here. Yeah. So let's choose. I think we looked at all of them, but it doesn't matter. You choose. So this is what I meant simplifying by factoring. It's a very important topic for Calc 1. Very important. And beyond. Choose anything that catches your eye. These are rational expressions, complex rational expressions.
We do 102.
102, excellent. Good, so we have 9 minus x squared, and the power is 1/2, and then plus x squared, 9 minus x squared, and the power is negative 1/2, and everything divided by 9 minus x squared. Perfect. Good. So the denominator is very clear. There is nothing we can do here. But the numerator has how many terms? How many terms we see in the numerator?
Is it 2?
Exactly. Ta-ta-ta plus ta-ta-ta. Exactly. Good. What do they have in common? First, what do they have in common? And then we will discuss the power. So here's the first term, and here's the second term. What do they have in common?
Nine minus x squared.
Of course. Now we have to decide upon the power. We have to have something here. What will be the power?
One half.
The power has to be the smallest of the two.
So negative 1/2?
Exactly. The power has to be always the smallest of the two. So in other words, I'm saying if I have 3 apples and Sophie has 2 apples, I can only factor out 2 apples. Is that clear? Always the smallest of the two. If Sophie has 4 and I have 3, then we have to factor out 3. So we look at these two powers and we decide which one is smaller, and that's what we pull out. Because now I will say from 1/2, I subtract negative 1/2. What is the power that I still have on 9 minus x squared then? From this power, I pulled out this power. So from 1/2, I subtract negative 1/2. What is the answer here?
1.
Exactly. Perfect, thank you. I reached plus. I have to keep the x squared. But now, from this, from power negative 1/2, I took out power negative 1/2. What is left inside? Anyone, please?
1.
Exactly. Or you can say 9 minus x squared to power 0, which is 1. Of course, you don't have to write it. I just want to emphasize it. There's nothing left. But nothing does not mean 0. From power negative 1/2, when I subtract power negative 1/2, the power is 0. And anything to power 0 is 1, except, and we will learn this in calculus, 0 raised to 0 is not 1. Okay, so forget about that. That's not for this class. So now negative x squared plus x squared. And then from here, I jump here to simplify. I bring this to the denominator. The numerator is only 9. There is nothing else. And when I bring this to the denominator, I will have 9 minus x squared times this to power plus 1/2. Well, I like to present it like this. We don't want negative exponents in the final answer. Will you get full credit if you leave it alone and just copy it here? Yes, that's fine. But normally, remember, we do not like negative exponents in the final answer.
Nico. I'm sorry, Professor. Can you explain how you got 9 for the numerator?
Negative x squared plus x squared are gone. So it's
Okay, so
9 plus 0 is 9.
okay, thank you.
This piece goes to the denominator. And it changes its power from negative to positive. And since it's power 1/2, I know that anything with power 1/2 is the square root. Anything with power 1/3 is the cube root.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Other questions? Anyone? Is there anything from the test that we need to go back to? Is there anything from the test that we need to go back to? Okay, so let's continue.
Can we do
Yes,
an example for number 12, like parabola or ellipse?
yes, yes. Do you want to choose any of these?
Can we do the ellipse?
Ellipse, very good. Excellent. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. Again, you can choose from the book if you'd like to. Let's go to the ellipse. Here it is. And I know we did not have time to complete everything, so you can choose anything you like for the ellipse. I don't know exactly what you have in mind. You choose. I'll go back.
Can we do
Yes,
46?
46. Perfect. Let's work on 46. Why did I write 9 on this? Who knows? Who knows? Why did I write 9? This is page 3. Sorry. Okay, I'm on page 4 now. 46. We have 9 x minus 3 squared plus y plus 2 squared equals 18. Perfect. So analyze find the center, foci, vertices, graph. Okay. Can anyone help and tell us what is the first step here? Mandatory step.
Divide by 18.
Absolutely. Perfect. Careful. 9 divided by 18 is x minus 3 squared over 2. This divided by 18 has to stay. I cannot simplify in any way, shape, or form. And 18 divided by 18 is finally 1. We can already find the center. Can anyone give us the center of this ellipse?
3, -2.
Excellent. Exactly like with the circle, like everything else. Good. This must be a squared. This must be b squared. Okay. So first of all, let's start with the center. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, right here. Okay, next step. What will you do next?
Is a squared supposed to be the largest number?
Yes, yes, in some books, you're correct. In some books, it's considered A and B, it doesn't matter, but yes, let's consider it as it is in the book, in this book. So, I completely agree. Good. Only because we want to consider that A is greater than B. Good. What will be the next step? I recommend next finding the vertices. Can anyone tell us how to find the vertices? So let's write that A is 3 the square of 2, so let's take the square root. And let's write that B is the square root of 2. That's a good idea to start with that. Next step. Anyone, please? Can anyone give us the vertices? One of them. Let's say V1.
Would it be 3, -2
Before you say anything, just let me ask you: is the ellipse going to have a major axis that is horizontal or a major axis that is vertical?
vertical?
Yes, I agree. Perfect. Good. So now, one vertex will be here and one vertex will be here. Perfect.
Why would it?
Say it again.
Why would it have a major axis on the y?
So when the number under x, it can be x squared or x minus 3 squared, when this number is bigger than this number, the major axis is horizontal. When this number is more powerful than this number, then it will have the major axis as a vertical axis.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Good. So then let's find V. And now we know that the y coordinate of the vertex, V1 and V2 of the vertices, will have to be -2. I'm sorry, I meant to say 3. Good. So now let's find the y coordinates. We have the x coordinate because the axis is vertical. So all of them have to be on x equals 3. So what about the y coordinates? So as you said, from -2, we go up and then we go down. Up by how much and down by how much? So I have -2, that was correct to start with that, but plus, this was minus and this is plus. The first one is considered here, the second one is at the top. And what do I subtract?
18.
That is a squared b squared. I have to add and subtract.
Square root of 2.
So the square root of 2.
No, I'm sorry. Square root 3 square root of 2.
So what about how far we go to the left and how far we go to the right? $1.4. Now I have to approximate this. So from -2, -3, the square root of 2, how much is that? Or the square root of 18. 4.24. So 2, 3, 4.24. 1, 2, 3, 4.24. Final thing, we have to find F1 and F2, but we have to find C. How do we find C? C squared equals A squared minus B squared. So A squared minus B squared, luckily is 16. So C squared equals 16, C equals plus or minus 4. So all of them, the center, the vertices, and the foci have to be on the same x, which is 3, because they're on the same line, the major axis. So now, from the center up 4, from the center down 4. So from -2 up 4 will be 2, and that's F2. And from -2 down 4, that will be -6. So right here is F1, right here is V1, right here is C, right here is F2, V2. So in this order, but I don't have enough room here. So I'm V2, F2, C, F1, V1. This is this, this is this, this is this, this is this, this is this. Any questions?
How do we know how wide the ellipse is again? Just based off of whatever B is?
Yes. Yes. So this distance, very good question. This distance is B. This distance is B. This distance is A. This distance is A.
Okay.
Yeah, this piece is A, this piece is A, this is B, this is B. Good pick. Okay, next question.